When I booked the Airbnb in the desert, all I wanted was silence. I'd been living in downtown Los Angeles for the past 3 years, and I didn't realize how much the noise had been eating away at me. Sirens, car alarms, helicopters, drunk arguments in the street. It had all become this constant hum in the back of my skull. So when I saw this place listed as a minimalist off-grid home with 0 neighbors for miles, I booked it without hesitation. The host didn't have many reviews, just 2, but they were glowing. One simply said, "Never slept this well in my life." That sold me. The drive was long, over 7 hours, and the last 30 miles were down a narrow dirt road that barely showed up on GPS. The land was flat, dry, and empty in every direction. It felt like the middle of nowhere, because it was the middle of nowhere. I arrived just before sunset. The house was a squat, single-story structure, half covered in sand, with faded solar panels and wind-scratched windows. There was a key in the lockbox by the door, just like the host said. No check-in, no people, just me and the desert. Inside, it was clean but sparse. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, a small living room, and a kitchenette. No TV, no mirrors, no pictures. The furniture looked like it came from an old motel. Stiff bed, thin couch, a coffee table with scratches in the varnish. The fridge had 1 bottle of water and a laminated floor plan stuck to the front with a magnet. I glanced at it briefly. Simple layout, no surprises, and dropped my bag in the bedroom. Everything seemed fine. But that first night, I had trouble sleeping. Not because of noise, but because of how quiet it was. It was like my ears were waiting for something. Even the wind had stopped. I got up around 2 a.m. and went to the kitchen for water. That's when I noticed the hallway. It felt too long. The layout on the fridge showed a short hallway connecting the bedroom to the bathroom and living room. But standing in it, it felt off, a few feet longer than it should be. Just enough to make my skin crawl. I chalked it up to stress and tried to go back to sleep. That's when I heard the first sound. A thump, followed by a low, slow scraping sound, like something heavy being dragged across wood. I sat upright in bed. It was coming from beneath the floor. At first, I told myself it was just the house settling, or maybe a desert animal underneath. But the sound came again, deliberate, rhythmic. Thump, scrape, thump, scrape. I got up, turned on the flashlight on my phone, and tiptoed through the house. Nothing. Windows all locked. Door still bolted. When I stepped into the bedroom again, I noticed something strange. The rug under the bed was crooked. I hadn't touched it. I bent down and pulled it back. There, flush with the floorboards, was a square wooden panel, a trapdoor. It wasn't marked on the floor plan. There was no handle, just a small indent in one corner. I slipped my fingers in, heart pounding, and lifted. It opened without a sound. Below was darkness. A narrow wooden staircase led down into it. Cold, musty air drifted up from below. Something in me screamed to close it, push the rug back, and forget it existed. But curiosity, or maybe something deeper, pulled me forward. I descended, counting each step. 15, 16, 17. I stepped into a cold, concrete room, and my breath caught in my throat. It was a perfect copy of the Airbnb above. Same layout, same furniture. But wrong. The furniture was older, worn in different places. The coffee table had a deep crack in it. The bed was made, but the sheets were yellowed. Everything looked like a replica built from memory. And on the nightstand beside the bed was a photograph of me, standing in front of the Airbnb, smiling. But I'd never taken that photo, not with that expression, not from that angle. I turned to run, and that's when I saw the writing on the wall above the stairs, scrawled in faint white chalk. "Don't wake him." I slammed the trapdoor shut and pushed the bed over it. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I messaged the host. "Hey, there's a hidden door under the bed. Was that in the listing?" No reply. When I refreshed the page, the listing was gone. Completely deleted. I couldn't even find the host's profile. Worse, I couldn't leave a review. The booking confirmation email bounced back. It was like the place had never existed on Airbnb at all. I packed up and left that afternoon. But things didn't get better when I got home. The first thing I noticed was my bookshelf. The order of the books was reversed, as if someone had mirrored them. A minor detail, but one I was sure of. Then I saw the rug in my bedroom. I don't own a rug. But there it was, gray, frayed, and familiar. Identical to the one in the Airbnb. I lifted it. Nothing underneath. Just hardwood. But some nights I hear it again. That same low thump, scrape. As if something's moving, slowly beneath the boards. I've started dreaming of him. The other me. He lives in the underground room. He watches me through the cracks. Sometimes I wake up standing in the hallway. Sometimes the mirrors show me doing things I'm not doing. One night, I watched my reflection smile at me. But I wasn't smiling. That's when I covered all the mirrors. I threw away the rug. I started sleeping with the lights on. But it didn't help. Last week, I woke up in a hotel room in Arizona. No idea how I got there. My wallet was missing. My car parked outside. On the desk was a Polaroid picture of me, standing in front of the Airbnb again. Only this time, there was someone else in the photo, just behind me, half-shadowed in the window. And I swear to you, I've seen his face before. It's my face, but older, thinner, smiling wider than a person should. 2 nights ago, I heard something beneath the floor again. I followed the sound and found a new rug in the living room. The trapdoor was back, and this time I went down. It wasn't a copy of my Airbnb anymore. It was a city. Miles of underground hallways, rooms, doorways, each one lit by dim, flickering bulbs. I walked until I saw something that stopped my heart. A wall covered in framed photos. All of me, dozens of versions, in different clothes, different locations. Some were smiling, some crying. One was asleep. Another looked dead. I ran, but I didn't make it back to the stairs, because standing there, waiting, was the man from the photo. The other me. He didn't move, just watched and smiled. Now I don't know what's real anymore. Sometimes I wake up and my voice is different. Sometimes I see cracks forming in my bedroom floor, and I know what's under them. I think I was supposed to wake him, but I didn't. And now I think I'm the one who fell asleep, because when I look in the mirror now, I'm never alone. And the voice behind me, just over my shoulder, keeps whispering, "You shouldn't have opened the door.